Alright, so we are back and we're going to go ahead and put ourselves on the play. This is not the greatest of starting hands, but we do have the correct colors of lands, and we've got a turn 2 and a turn 3 play, so we'll go ahead and keep that and see what happens. Try to see what our opponent is playing with. We would definitely like to not draw another land till about turn 5. We can play everything except for, I guess, our Gaia's Revenge and Outland Colossus at this point. So we'll go ahead and play that out. Let's see how this goes. Looks like our opponent also drafted white, so it'll probably be a fairly aggressive deck. Go ahead and get on the board first and see what happens. I'm not sure right now which... Oh, well, he didn't do anything. Now, mana efficiency tells me I should probably play one of these guys, which are going to have some evasion. But you'd also love to be able to get your renowned creatures out there, so that you can get them with that 1/1 counter on. Especially because Topin Freeblade is really one of my better cards. Just came a turn too late. So let's go ahead and attack in and see what this guy does. You know, he may have a Celestial Flare. And I'll kick myself for not playing this pre-combat, but you know, sometimes that happens. And honestly, for us to get a removal spell out of his hand for a 2/2 is not too bad. Let's just go ahead and... We don't have any non-creature spells in hand right now, so let's go ahead and play that out. So red-white is generally the most aggressive style, and of course he plays a creature that can block ours. We can't take out him. I'd like to go ahead and get some renowned guys out there now, though. No, we definitely don't want to attack into that. We will get nowhere quick. Looks like he got quite a few very good cards, too. I'm surprised he didn't attack in. I mean, he's only going to lose one damage that way in the race, but that's a decent draw for us. So we'll go ahead and play out our creatures and just try to flood the board. Right now we don't have any profitable attacks. We're going to need to... I think a Rocks Maulers here would probably be one of our better draws off the top. Actually, a Wild Instincts would be pretty dang decent too, though. Alright, so he's attacking in. I'd like to get rid of him. I'm not a fan of an aggressive deck having life gain. I want to attack with all... I want to block with all three of these creatures because he's not going to get a 2-for-1 on us, even with a Titan Strength. And we're going to get 4 damage in if he does Titan Strength. So let's go ahead and see. Prize. Okay, Enshrouding Mist is not quite what we were hoping to see, but, you know, we were able to stop him a little bit, and there's the Rock Smaulers off the top. So that's kind of what we were really hoping for there. You know, got a trick out of his hand and took no damage doing it, which is usually a good thing for you. Dragon Fodder. So he goes just as wide, if not better. And we will go ahead and block that. I think he probably forgot that we had this, honestly. You know, I really think that just getting everything on the board is probably going to be our best option here. I don't think I want to attack in with our Rock Smauler right now because he's going to be the one that's holding back basically any of these creatures. And then we'll get our Orchid Spirit out there. But this game is looking like it's going to go long. You know, two very aggressive style decks, and it's going to be a draw go for a little while now, I think. And I was going to not play this land, but I think I probably should. Actually, no, I don't think there's a benefit to it. I was just thinking if I had drawn a Gaia's Revenge, you know, I'm going to either draw that or the Forest before, and I'll be playing that at that time. So we'll go ahead and just keep passing. Make him think that we might possibly have some kind of combat trick. Here comes his flyers, which the good thing is we can at least kill one at a time with this. You know, he's definitely in a little bit better of a spot than we are. But he knows that he really doesn't have the best things to do here. And neither do we. Not much to do until we can draw a Wild Instinct now. Yeah, right now I'm really wishing I would have had that Nissa's Revelation to try to draw a bunch of cards and gain some life. Because this is really kind of a mess on the board. Well, that is probably not good for us. Any mass pump spell is going to be a tough one to watch. Especially when they've got 9 creatures on the board. You know, luckily only 8 get to attack in, but I think this is not looking good for us. So there's a few that I want to stop. I definitely want to not have this one get renowned. I would like to... I'd love to kill this guy, but I don't necessarily want to die. I'd rather get that there. This and that. And I'll go ahead and... I want to kill this as well. At least this way we're only going to lose one of these. Here we're going to lose both. This will be fine. I don't know if there's a huge benefit to keeping this Vryn Wingmare right now. You know, we both have enough lands that it doesn't really matter a lot. So I think I'd kind of like to just get rid of his Thopter token. And let's just hope he doesn't have like a fiery impulse to finish off my Rock Maulers. Otherwise, we'll be in a decent spot having the biggest creature on the board. And still having a couple creatures back. Well, there's that forest for the Outland Colossus, or Gaia's Revenge. We just need to draw it now. Let's go ahead and see if we can try to get this Rock Maulers up to a 6/6 and do some damage that way. Even another Rock Maulers would be very good to see here off the top. I think we accidentally took off our main stop, but so we'll go ahead and at least stop this one, because we do have big enough creatures that we're going to eventually be able to stop this one. I think any pump spell and he's going to take out my spider, so let's go ahead and we'll do that for now. Hopefully he doesn't have a Titan Strength to... and he didn't. Okay. Alright, that's a good draw. Trying to decide. So we can do it on our Rock Maulers, or we can do it on the Cleric of the Forward Order. I'd like to get rid of either his Stalwart Aven or his Amperin Tactician, the 3/3. The bad thing is if we use the Wild Instincts with the Cleric, on, say, the Tactician, is that he can then chump block with a Goblin or a Thopter token and kill our Cleric. You know, the Rock Maulers, if we do it, he still needs to do 5 damage, which could be difficult for him. But I think let's get rid of one of the flyers. Our Hitchclaw can still block this guy, not profitably, but take care of it. And I'm also very tempted to block with to attack with my Cleric. Either to have him chump block or use 2 of his creatures to try blocking. Just because I still have the Hitchclaw to block here, as well as, you know, we've already seen that he has 1 Celestial Flare, and if he has a second one, he could end up taking out my Rock Maulers if we just attack with that. He's got the mana to do it. He's got 2 cards in hand. So let's go ahead and attack with both. And he just takes it. Good. So 10 damage down. At least we still do have this Hitchclaw to block this no matter what he does. And that's fine, because truthfully, we really don't have a lot of spells that are going to be non-creature spells. It's when it's renowned, it's going to do damage to us. The issue is I don't really want to take 3 more from this guy. So I do think I block here. So we'll take 5 damage, and then we'll still have these guys to do either stay back as defense or not. And what do you know, a land, something we don't really need, but we'll go ahead and, you know, the tough thing is he's still got the mana up to do something like a Celestial Flare, but I don't think I can mess around and do attack with 2 at this time. And he didn't have it. Good. So we'll go ahead and just pass priority, or pass turn. And so we'll go ahead and not take the 3 damage, and then try to block one of those, and just try to whittle him down. There we go. Definitely one of the cards that we were looking to draw right there. You know, he does have a 3/3 back, and he could easily have a Titan Strength, but you know, Titan Strength would be worse if he had to use it on offense against me. So we'll go ahead and attack in. And he goes ahead, lets us through again. And then Big Daddy comes. So at least this can block any of his ground creatures. This can block his flyer. This can block the goblin. And all of them will be profitable blocks that way. So let's go ahead and see what he does. Yeah. Not much you can do in that spot for him. Alchemist Vial is actually a very decent draw. And that's fine. Dealing 2 damage is okay. We'll get to draw a card. Ooh, that changes things. I wasn't expecting to draw such a good card, but you know, Rock Maulers will give us a dominant board presence. Otherwise, I could look at, you know, sacking the Alchemist Vial. I do believe we've already played. No, we didn't play land. Okay, perfect. So we can go ahead and sack this, making one of his creatures not block, and then go ahead and attack in. The issue is if he has a Celestial Flare, we don't get the damage through, but we will have killed nearly everything. I think I'd rather just hold this back for now. Just get another creature out there, and you know, we can go ahead and attack and try to be a little bit safe. And that's okay if go ahead and good. And we still got a blocker with reach, so it's not like he can just kill us with his Thopter token. And I think he's probably quitting, I believe. I don't know what else he's going to do with all that mana. Unless it's a Ravaging Blaze, maybe? And of course it is. Quite the draw for him there. I guess I should have just gone with the aggressive line, but did not know he was going to be top decking that. Alright, so he's a aggressive red-white deck. I don't think we have to worry about the Caustic Caterpillar, you know, Vine Snare. I think we're able to get just enough board presence as him, so we don't have to worry about that kind of thing. He doesn't really have much for flyers. So we'll just go ahead and run it back and see what happens. That was kind of disappointing there, seeing that Ravaging Blaze off the top. This looks like a great starting hand, so we'll go ahead and keep that. Very aggressive. Able to get 3 creatures out in the first 3 turns, which is always a positive for you. So we'll go ahead and play out the Bonded Construct, and let's see what he does. And that's fine. We're not too concerned with that. love to not draw another land for about 5 or 6 turns, though. That Majoring Bully is going to have to attack, and of course we hit another land. With the Bully having to attack, I'd rather just save back, keep back our Bonded Construct and chump block with it. Play our Cleric. I don't want to attack into the Bully with my Taupin Freeblade. And then we'll get our land drop out there, and we'll say go. Well, and he's going to be able to get his Majoring Bully through for free now, but that's fine. You know, 2 damage, which we had actually just made up last turn. And we should be able to attack in decently next turn. And that's a very good draw for us right now. You know, I do believe that he'll probably double block on my Freeblade. But if he doesn't, that's just a bonus for us. So +1/+1 to the team, and attack in. That's a surprising block right there. Our Bonded Construct is easily our weakest creature on the board right here, so we will happily have that happen though. You know, I'm not really worried about that Majoring Bully, and he could take out either of our creatures if we block, and he has a spell. So I'd rather just see what else he does. And so he plays a life gain, and I've got a life gain too. So we'll just go ahead and attack in. Hopefully he'll block and die. He doesn't. But we'll get this guy out there. Gain 4 life. And I think this time I'm willing to go ahead and try to take that out. He'll take out one of our clerics, but that's a decent trade for us. We already got our value out of the life gain. Prickle Boar will definitely be something that we need to watch out for. Alchemist Vial is a decent pickup here. I'm all for drawing cards, and to be able to make it so that one of his guys can't attack or block is always a decent thing for us. I think I'd actually like to use it right now. I don't want him to gain any life. And I'd love it if he just chumps one of these guys with his Prickle Boar. Well, that's fine. Not sure what he's doing with this Jailer because he hasn't touched it yet, so go ahead and pass. This is looking pretty good. I mean, he's going to gain some life here. But we actually want to... We'll go ahead and try to kill it. And he had the flare. You know, it seemed worth it at the moment, but of course, regretful now. And now we can just draw lands and do nothing. And now his Jailer is gonna put us in a bad spot. He has turned the corner. These draws of lands are not helping us in any way. Yeah, life gain is a pretty tough thing to deal with if you're not drawing your big creatures, so I'm actually really surprised that he's attacking with his Jailer here. especially when he didn't make a play after it. We'll just attack in too, you know, try to offset some of the life gain that he makes until we can hopefully draw out Gaia's Revenge. That's fine. Could be headed for a quick end here, but I guess we'll see. And yeah, let's draw some more lands, you know, because that's the best way to do it, I hear. And he'll tap down my creature, attack in, and we will basically need him to tap out and draw. If we can draw Gaia's Revenge, but otherwise we are looking dead here. And he still has the Jailer too, so yeah, that is, well, we're not dead yet, but very close. And we are dead now. So he should be able to tap down my Rocks Maulers, or just drop that Seismic Elemental that we did not pick early in the draft. So not good, but, you know, so it is. I do feel like we have a very strong deck, and, you know, we'll come back and see how we do in the next round.